Hello, hello, welcome to our webinar today. I hope you're well. I just have to, 1 second. Maybe somebody can write in the, wait, some little mistake here. Somebody maybe can, I just lost my webinar window. Oh my God. So I have to do a restart. I don't know where it is. I cannot communicate with you. So maybe live. Oh, here it is. I have it. So, okay, perfect. Okay, thank you for the feedback. Now I was a little nervous because somehow the screen disappeared. So, but now I hope everything is okay and should work. I see already in the chat that, thank you, Sylvia. Everything is working. My name is Wolfgang. I welcome you to our webinar today. And today's topic is the time of a frequency. It will be an informational webinar. So I give you a brief overview about the different features of the time of a frequency. We have different frequency application areas. So I want to show you, mainly we want to focus on the systemic, holistic application. And I will also show you some protocols, programs from a Macmakin area, the Macmakin protocols. And yeah, but before I go and show in the software how to create programs, what is the content of such a specific protocol from the two different areas, I want to make a little introduction. So I want to start with the PowerPoint, just some words as an introduction about our time of a frequency and the time of a frequency Macmakin. So it's a system where it's possible, or a system that unites different schools, different frequency schools. So we have two main schools. It's the holistic, the systemic, where you have the information field. And then you have the school from Dr. Carolyn Macmakin with her specific frequencies and her specific protocols. So this also has some unique features, how you apply the frequency. So this is two different areas, and I want to give a little bit an overview of both. And both areas are actually in one system. So we have a time of a frequency Macmakin, where you only have the Macmakin application, and then you have one system where you only have the holistic systemic application, and for sure you have a combined system. And there we also have bundles. Bundles I want to mention at the beginning because this is a connection of time of a frequency and the Healy or the Mac Healy. So I also want to show you how you create such a protocol, a program, and how one can send it to the Healy. I just mentioned that you get the direction because in our bundles, it's sometimes very helpful if you do such a frequency application that you have like small devices which you can program with specific frequencies the client needs. Maybe a client needs a specific set of frequencies, a specific protocol, a specific program, and he needs to do it regularly. So you can create it, put it on the Healy, and borrow or sell the Healy to one of your clients. Or even if you connect it to the Healy community, with this time of a frequency, you can create Healy programs and Macmakin protocols, which you can send either to the Pink app of the Healy or to the Mac Healy version. So this is the main system where actually all the Healy programs there come from that software, which I'm about to show you. Yeah, just a little bit. Time of a company in Germany. It's close to Berlin, between between Berlin and Hamburg. So like 90 kilometers, like 1 hour. So beautiful area, many lakes around. So Timefer is there since 2010, but the company was founded in 2008, and we have two main devices. We have the Timefer Pro, a pure information field device, analysis in the information field, harmonization. Like the strength of that device is to find hidden blockages, connected blockages to specific problems, issues. So we analyze the system of the meridians, the energy of the meridians, or of the organs in the information field, or the psychology, the belief patterns. So it's a huge database, many models, the Timefer Pro, to get to the bottom of things, to find the hidden causes and blockages connected to a specific situation or problem we are dealing. So this is a very interesting system. So Timefer Frequency is the second device, and the focus is on the physical application of the frequency. Timefer Frequency and Timefer Pro are separate devices. Each device has a software and a hardware. The hardware looks the same. It's like that box here you see here. And the software it looks the same, but it's inside. So there's different. It has some similarities, but it's also different. So, but each system has a separate hard and software. And the software in the Timefer Frequency contains like almost 100,000 or 80,000 specific frequencies, which you can apply. You can use that many frequencies to create a specific program, a specific protocol. You can take something for the liver, you can take something for stress and combine it. And like I mentioned, you can send it to the Healy. So that's very interesting. That the connection to the smaller devices. Like the Healy is a smaller device, and also the Timefer Home is a smaller device, and both are connected to our Timefer frequency system. So the Healy and the Home are like small frequency devices, but the Healy has also a Pro device, a Pro app, like the Resonance app, or how it's called. Maybe it has a new name, Professional. So it's like our Timefer Pro, and the pink app is like the Timefer Frequency. So Timefer, since 2008, Marco Schmieke, Christian Halper, who are behind Marco Schmieke, did a lot of research in the quantum field and in the world view of the quantum physics, that we are not only matter, but also energy and information. So the holistic approach is to not only address matter, but also the energy and information part. So it's always a combination of different applications. So, and one important part is the physical application, and effective part, the physical application of frequencies with the carrier, the microcurrent as the carrier. Like you are connected to electrodes. There are different kind of electrodes. I will show you a picture. So, but this is our Timefer Frequency. And here the Timefer Frequency, or Timefer Frequency Macmakin. So the Macmakin and the holistic. So this is like 2-in-1 device. You have the two different schools, the two different applications. And you see here the different ranges where you work. In the Timefer holistic or the systemic application, you work up to 12 megahertz. So it's very high range of frequencies, but also it's a psychology, emotion, and the karmic level can be addressed with that higher range of frequencies. So if you're in the software, you can select specific ranges, more for the physical area, more for the emotion, and then for the karmic area. So you have different ranges of frequency in the holistic application. Macmakin works here mainly in the area of 0.1 till 999.9 hertz. So let's go a little bit further. There's something, the history. General frequency microcurrent application is nothing new. Like you can read here in the early 19th used by many doctors and therapists until 1934. Until 1934. So what's written here, the medical and pharmaceutical industry declared the use of frequencies to be ineffective. So yeah, was a little bit conflict of interest. So it decreased that the research on the frequency part or the microcurrent application was not like supported, or so even every user was persecuted and lost their license. Okay, even that's a little bit harder, even though was not only supported, it was so a little bit. Anyway, there was a conflict, and don't not get into that. But anyway, so it's very interesting, and what I want to say, it's nothing new. Since over 100 years, many different users are doing their research, doing their work, and also, if we just look at Macmakin, there is many success stories, general frequency microcurrent applications. We have a lot of studies which are behind specific protocols. If somebody is interested in some studies, I think something is mentioned in the PowerPoint, but we can also send a little PDF or some PDFs with the studies behind it. So it's very interesting, and yeah. So our body is not only like water. Water is transporting the microcurrent. The microcurrent is mentioned as the carrier of the specific frequency. Each cell or each bioenergetic field of a cell is a specific frequency is attributed to a specific area. For example, the bioenergetic field of the liver has a specific frequency. Everything has a unique information, a unique energy and information, and the idea is to support with the right frequencies the right part. So that's why we have a huge database of frequencies, and also in the Macmakin area, a huge database and a lot of research. What is the specific frequency, and that we can apply to support the bioenergetic field of the cell. So each bioenergetic field has a specific frequency, but also the carrier, the microcurrent in itself, has an effect. So there are studies that if you work in a specific microampere range, like it's mentioned here, till up to 500 microampere is 1 millionth of an ampere. So, but in that range, you have an increased ATP production, energy production in the cell. And like this, you can support many processes if just with the microcurrent in itself. So if we have a specific frequency to support a specific area, and the microcurrent in itself to increase the ATP production. So up to some maximum 500%. So here we have a note to the study. So it's energy for the cell. So again, here the frequencies speak the language of the body. We want to harmonize the imbalances in the bioenergetic field, so the surrounding field of the cell, so the cell membrane voltage. There was researchers, Dr. Robert Becker, Dr. Björn Nordenstrom. They speak about a healthy or well surrounding field. Around minus 70 millivolt is the cell membrane voltage. Cell membrane tension is often, and if this cell membrane voltage is decreasing, like minus 70 millivolt, it goes to minus 60. It's said due to acidity in the system, in the body, in the surrounding of the cell, toxic food or toxins or stress mainly can reduce, or the just aging, so cell aging. So, and the idea is this process to the toxins from outside, from inside, or to the general aging process to be reversed by applying specific frequencies or just using the microcurrent. So this is Dr. Robert Becker and Nordenstrom, and they have their concept about the healthy cell membrane voltage. So the time of frequency goal is to improve the cell function and the self-healing powers connected. Yeah, so, but Also, I have to mention that in our time of a frequency, for those of you who are also interested in the informational level, so this is also included in the time of a frequency. Like maybe you know the Healy. In the Healy, I mentioned that you have the blue app, the pink app. The blue app is for the information field, and the pink app is the physical application of frequencies. And in our time of a frequency, you have also a blue app, like the information, like a mini time wave pro. It has a specific informational vibrational database which you can analyze, and you also harmonize the field, the energy, the information field, which is like the blueprint of our system. So which sends the signals to regulate, to harmonize, to balance, to activate, like so. So that field, that energy can also be analyzed with the time of frequency, similar like in the Pro, but limited. That's why I said a mini time of a Pro. You have a specific database of vibrational patterns to analyze, and it's limited, but still it's very good because you have that level also in the time of a frequency, and you can do also an harmonization, an analysis and harmonization, but the difference in the harmonization is actually you have to do it manually, like you do it in the Healy. In the Healy Blue app, you start a manual harmonization, and it's actually very similar. So we have that level you also have, and you have different, nearly 2,000 entries on 6 different levels: consciousness level, karmic level, and so on. So because also the time of a Pro technology of the quantum resonance analysis, where you have different electron noise generators which entangle to the energy of the client and compare and look for matching vibration. Like, for example, matching vibration. Each client has a specific energy, a specific field, and one of that noise electron vibration pattern, like here, you have a noise quantum entanglement to my energy, and the other element in the hardware connects to the database of maybe psychology, emotions, Bach flowers, homeopathic remedies, and then you compare where is a matching. Okay, for that client, for that problem, we can use that to harmonize his field. So this technology is very similar to the time of a Pro, very similar, but not completely as developed like in the Pro, but still very good. Yes, so this is also the resonance and the information field. And this was now in regards mainly to the systemic holistic application, because the systemic holistic application at time of a frequency is always actually a combination of a big frequency database and the information field analysis. That means, like, you have a database for the liver, 100 harmonizing frequencies for the liver, and which frequency is matching in the moment for the client. This is always analyzed individually. So we call it IMF, individual microcurrent application, because this information field technology, which is there, this is not only for that level, like you have a specific informational level like the Blue app, but also for all the different physical frequency applications. You also have that quantum resonance technology. So that's very interesting. That's the special feature. It's not just, okay, now I have some specific frequencies for the liver. This is very good. And that part, like to have a specific frequency for the liver associated, that is also in the research of Dr. Macmakin, because she has, everybody who will use the system gets a PDF with a big list of frequency and their specific use for the specific tissue or whatever, or for liver, for example. So the IMF, or the holistic approach is more individually. So you have two different, more specific, that's a difference of Macmakin and IMF. So IMF is not using the information field, but specific research, what is exactly the frequency. So you have two different approaches, two different schools, how you can look a system. And it's also very nice to combine the different applications. If you want to solve a problem of your client, you can combine and use different protocols, change the protocols. So if you get the system, you have many different options. You can use the specific frequencies from Macmakin, which you see here. You see the books here of Macmakin, the resonance effect, and you get a lot of knowledge about the use of frequencies. You can check the books out on Amazon. Yeah, this is Dr. Carolyn Macmakin, and she uses the specific frequency. And everybody who will get the system has in the system already her protocols. The protocols she was doing research since 30 years, over 30 years, which specific frequencies can apply it, under what circumstances, for how long. If you use the system, or if you get the system, I will show you later, you have already 120 protocols pre-made by her research. But you also get a list of frequencies to create your own protocols. This is what you also can do in the Macmakin area. I will show you later. And the specific unique feature of the Macmakin is you have also in comparison to the IMF, to the holistic approach, is that you work with two channels. So like you have one frequency on one channel and another frequency on the other channel. So two frequencies at the same time. That means two cables. Normally you have one cable, and on that one cable you have two electrodes connected. Can you see that? Two electrodes connected. You hold it in the hand. But in the Macmakin application, you have two cables and more electrodes connected, or maybe she's using towels, wet or soaked, warm towels soaked in salt water. That's what she uses. But anyway, you have two channels at the same time, maybe toxin frequency to detox and to support kidney and liver on the other channel. So one channel for what is here is the condition, and the area, that the tissue, you can read it here. There's two channels, channel A and channel B. Each channel is programmed with a specific frequency. Channel A is set to address the condition, like mentioned. To detox, you have some detox frequency, and then liver. So this is for example, you might use frequency to reduce and so on. So you have here, but the main principle. So this is the specific feature: two channels, two frequencies at the same time. Channel A, in the example of detox, something for support detox, and then the bioenergetic field of the liver, for example. So generally, I have to say, if you use that frequency application in either area, the holistic approach with the information field or the specific application of Dr. Carolyn Macmakin, there are some few side effects, not real side effects. Sometimes if you you can maybe a specific detox process can start, so you have to drink a lot of water, but you can't be pregnant. And also there are different pacemaker, pregnant woman, and so you have to be careful, just to mention. And normally, because like our water is transporting the current, so it's always recommended to drink a lot of water. So many times with frequency users, they give like minimum 1 glass of water before the client starts the application. But anyway, we were here with the contraindications, and the contraindication: pacemaker and pregnant. Don't be pregnant. But if you're pregnant, then don't use it. So get pregnant and don't use it. So here are just some. Actually, this is a specific case from Macmakin application. Macmakin is there are programs for wound to help with wounds, for example, to deal with injuries and to increase the energy for specific sports activities. So there was one case from Terrell Owens was kind of, one can say, the breakthrough of the specific frequency application of Dr. Macmakin. Yeah, he was about to play the Super Bowl, but got injured before, and everybody was kind of saying it's impossible that he will make it. He was a good player, so then they needed him. So it was a big thing that he made it with the Academy Macmakin and the FSM. FSM means the specific frequency application. So anyway, this just mentioned here, this was her breakthrough. You can see him here, 4 or 5 hours daily and so on. So we have a little bit of study cases. If somebody's interested, you can apply the same frequencies like you apply for humans. You can apply for animals. So there are cases with animals, but this was a famous one. So we mentioned always Terrell Owens. And here's something about the wound, something to support wound recovery. Yeah. And so, like I mentioned, you have the time with a frequency, you have a software. I'm about to show you the software. You have the machine, the hardware, the white case. Then you have electrodes, which you put behind. And you put it in the hardware, in the back of the hardware normally. So, and then you have different options, which electrodes you connect. So mainly they use sticking electrodes. If you have something here, or then you can locally apply the electrodes, the sticking electrodes, maybe around a specific area which has a problem. So you can use the sticking electrodes. Some users, they report, they really like the hand electrodes, the main meridians. They come together and transport the frequencies over the hand. So it's very good to have the hand electrodes. Some say it's better to use towels. The towels, they cover a bigger area, and the resistance of the skin is not so high if you have a warm, soaked towel in warm salt water. So you have something for the ear that's mainly used for maybe the psychology, for the programs in that area. Then you have like a coil which maybe you can use for animals. The coil that creates out of the frequency program a specific scalar field, and this is used for animals which don't like the electrodes. So, but there's also some specific electrodes which you can bind on an animal. So there are different kind of electrodes, but the main is the sticking electrodes and a hand electrode. And what you see here, and Macmakin actually always works here with the towels. Not always, so you can use also the sticking electrodes, but it's a little bit more expensive. The towels are very good. They transport the current very well. And so it's mainly used in the Macmakin community. They use the towels like you see here on the right picture. Okay, now let's go to the software. And now you should see the software. Okay, just check if there's any specific. John, I greet you. Will be the recording available? Recording is available automatically for 2 days. So everybody who registered for the webinar will get a link for the replay. So there's a replay room for 2 days, but otherwise it's like an informational webinar. There's no specific recording or later upload to our Academy. So, but you can still, everybody can watch it for 2 days if you missed something. But yeah, anyway, now we go to the main part. So now I want to show you the software. So the software, what is here open is, anyway, the first area of the software, you have to connect the client. You have to connect the client. You have to put the data of the client. And anyway, this is clear. then I want to show you a specific database. You have here a database of almost 70,000 frequencies. Actually, in the user section, we have a big community now. You know, TimeWafer is on the market since 2008, and we have specific users, databases of frequencies. So in the community, in that area, you can import even more frequencies. There are many more, actually, and sometimes you get it from other users in webinars. So the point is, next to the specific system database, which you have here, like for, you see here the different areas, you have a user section. That means it's an open system. So if you find any frequency which is not in the system, you can just add it and use it the same way as you have here. So this is the database, and out of that database, you can you can choose which frequency you want to apply. So you have a system with a database of frequencies, and then you can just choose a specific area and apply it. For example, okay, I want to do now harmonizing frequencies. So for the cells, you can select that 180 frequencies, and then the system can just analyze what frequency for your cell issue is the best and for how long. So this is how you can run the system, but this is not how you normally do, because you get not only the database in the holistic application, but also a protocol how you effectively apply those frequencies. And I want to show you that protocol, because if you know the Healy, each Healy program follows that specific protocol, and that's the holistic systemic application protocol. And this mainly follows 3 steps. And like I mentioned also, you can send a program to the Healy, and this is what you normally do. You create such a protocol, you save it, and then you send it to the Healy. So this is the main thing I want to show you. Now, you have here TimeWafer Home, TimeWafer Healy, so you have a connection to the Healy, also to the Mac Healy later on. So, but first we have to create a protocol. But before I go to the technical steps, show you how to do the protocol, or just I want to show you, not complete, but that you get the idea, that you understand the principle. First, I want to show you the systemic application. You have here, like I mentioned, you have here the systemic application, you have the Macmakin application. Maybe I show you just before, because, the main part will be the systemic application. So I want to show you now some of the Macmakin protocols, so that this part is finished, and then I will go to the holistic application. So defense means like immune system. Then you have here always a little picture. And if you start the protocol, you get you have a picture where or how to apply the electrodes. I mentioned you have 2 channels, like 2 boxes where you put 2 cables. One is channel A, one is channel B, one plus and minus on each channel. And here you see how, like from each cable, you have two areas which come out, and one is the channel is plus and minus from A and plus and minus from B, and then you see how you connect it. So you always put minus and minus together and plus together, so plus from A and plus from B and minus from A and minus from B. You put it together. There are some Krokodilklemmen. There's some anyway, something that you can just put the cables on the wet towels. Minus, minus. There's also a description what is minus and plus, so it's not a big deal. But you apply it, and then you start the program. There, you see some attention. Please read and adhere to the following advices. Do not use this frequency combination on clients with an autoimmune disease. Other frequency combinations may be used, but not this one, for example. Okay, just an attention, something to pay attention to. And then we click on accept and continue. And then you see here channel A, 970, and channel B for the immune system, outer ear, external canal, So you have 116. So this is a specific protocol like channel A frequency. We mentioned the principle before, channel A and channel B, and then the specific research of Dr. Carolyn Macmakin for how long, and then you go through the different protocol. This is just a general direction of the Macmakin application. But if you like to start working with the Macmakin application, you get also access to a 5-day training of Dr. Carolyn Macmakin, where you have access to her academy, where you see a video of her main seminar. The main seminar is called the Macmakin Core Training. So you have a beautiful video recording, like beautiful. It's because you can see very clearly how to apply for a specific issue. So there are examples. Somebody has a specific issue, he's lying down, and she explains which frequency or which program, where are the electrodes, and then you can see it exactly, and you get a lot of background knowledge in the way how she sings. So I want to mention the application of the protocols is easy. I show you, you have 120 protocols, you get information what you need to pay attention to, and you can run it. So if you get a system, you can start to run. But there's also a training involved, and you have to watch the core seminar, and you get a little background knowledge. So you can start. It's not complicated to use, but you have to invest a little bit time. But you have lifelong access to that academy. You can take your time to learn by your speed, and you get a background knowledge in the way she sings and she applies her specific protocols. So this is all included if you want to work with the Macmakin, and for sure also with the other frequency application, the holistic. There's also training included in our Timer for Online Academy. You have videos, channel A, channel B. It runs automatically, 45 minutes, and yeah. And what I want to mention, again, I want to repeat, because you get also then a list of the frequency and the description of the frequency. What is the specific use of that frequency for what specific area? And then actually a little bit after you made the training, and then you get this list, or you get the feature to create your own protocols. Just you have to understand a little bit, don't mix wrong frequencies, and then you get that list, and you can create your own protocols. Even in the Macmakin community, they created a ChatGPT version where they gave all the knowledge about the frequency in that version, and then you just tell it, please write me a protocol for that and that, and then you have the frequency combination. It's actually very interesting what they made. But anyway, you get better to do the training and to get a deeper understanding of the frequencies and the combination of frequencies. In the core training, invest that time. So you need to invest that time in doing the training, but it's very interesting. But it's, in principle, it's not very complicated. You see here some brain, clarity, and so on. There are different protocols, and for sure there's also a description. You see here some names and so, but there's also a better description in some manuals and so on. That's what you will also get for sure in after the purchase. So I hope let me just check. Crocodile clips. Oh, okay. Okay, wait. I'm not sure what I do now. Should I will do the questions later. Okay. Anyway, I just want to now finish, and I want to show you this nice protocol what we have in the Timer for Frequency Systemic application. So this is the Macmakin part, and like we mentioned, it's the Timer for Frequency Macmakin. You can get it separate or you can get it combined, but I always say better get it combined, then you have more options, and the price is not a big difference. We have sometimes a sale. So in the sale, you can get a good discount and start to work with the system. And yeah, okay. Now I want to leave Macmakin. I hope I didn't forget anything. But anyway, this is just a direction I want to give you, just a little teaser. So if you're a little interested, read her books, go to Amazon, Resonance Effect, and so, and yeah, and also YouTube. She has a lot of videos on YouTube. Anyway, probably you know, but if not, it's very interesting. If you may be interested in the case studies or a case collection of cases, you can write me an email, sales@timemethod.com. I can send you some PDFs if you're interested in that area. Okay, now let's go to the systemic application. Systemic application has a specific gradual process how to work effectively with frequencies. So like that the main part in the systemic, not main part, the first part in the systemic application, you do, like we mentioned, the holistic approach. We are not only matter, so there's also energy and information. And actually the energy and information gives the signals, like the blueprint of, like, you know, there are different, all the cells, they have, Rupert Sheldrake always mentions, Rupert Sheldrake, a researcher about this morphic fields, he speaks about, or gives an example about the cell. Each cell has actually all the same ingredients, but there's some energy or information which gives the signal to the cell, oh, I'm now a liver cell, I'm now a skin cell. So this is this field behind it. Like, it's very important also to address this in the holistic approach. So that's why in the holistic systemic approach, the first part is the informational level. So, and this is the database of the informational level. You have something for, wait, can I see? For the consciousness, that means you do affirmations and like something spiritual, consciousness, being connected to yourself, being connected to maybe to the divine or to some higher influence. So this is something what you have here. Anyway, this is karmic level a little bit. So you have a specific database, and you can, for example, you can then select the database, resolution of karmic burdens. Then you can select the success concentration, mental level, or just the general mental level. And then, for example, the emotional level, what we have, Bachflower, maybe, okay, Bachflower is interesting, and harmonization of emotional blockages. Anyway, just to the harmonization of the emotional blockages and the Bachflower. And this is a pre-analysis, like what specific vibration is needed to balance the field behind the physical area. So we do now maybe emotions which are connected, and then we do an analysis. So if you work on the information field, you have two options. Like pre-analysis means, oh, where should I look? Like you have these different levels. The pre-analysis gives you extra information where you should look. In that level, should I go to karmic level or that? You can do a pre-analysis. Or like I did, for the client, I want to not only just now do something for his problem on the physical level with the physical frequencies, but I also want to see his emotions, and I want to tell him that emotions to maybe do some emotional detox. So if the topic is detox or work on stress, relaxation, so we also work on the emotional detox. So that's why I select now the Bachflower and the emotional blockages, and then I do my analysis. And now the time method does this quantum resonance analysis. And you get now here in the analysis the main patterns. For example, the main informational feedback from our subconsciousness or from our information field, not from from that client who is connected here. We have harmonization of emotional blockages, exaggerated intellectualism, misunderstanding of spirituality. So this comes from the emotional level. There's then blocked creativity, lack of trust in one's own creative abilities. So this is also a pattern which is connected to a specific client or to the specific work. So this is the first part. You look at that area, what is also connected. You can look from the Bach flowers, then you have 2 Bach flowers, the number 22 oak, and there's a specific pattern connected to the Bach flower, and so on. And then you can vibrate this. Vibrate means for maybe 1 hour, the client is in your office for 1 hour, he's lying down, relaxed, like he has a beautiful chair, beautiful relaxing music, and he has the electrodes. And the first part you do his emotional analysis or the information field analysis. And for the 1 hour he's lying there comfortable, you also do the harmonization. So you start that harmonization and you click on vibrate in the background, and then you go to the next part of the protocol. The next part of the protocol, it's called real time. Real time is the part where the physical application of the frequency starts. Now I have here the different ranges. The first range I want to do more on the physical area. Like mentioned, we also have the higher ranges, which is also for the karmic, if you're in that area from 2 megahertz to 10 megahertz and so on, and more the psychological, emotional, you have that range. But you start in the protocol with the range up to 1 megahertz, and you do it for around, for a specific time. Normally we say we do it for 9 minutes, like we do it in cycles, like experience shows. If you do it in cycles, like 3 times 3 minutes is the first application to stimulate. So the idea of the first part of the microcurrent application is to prepare, to energize. So because in the protocol, you focus on a specific problem. The specific problem is stress, for example. So, and before you go to the stress frequencies, you do a general stimulation. So that like a preparation. So that's for an activation. So you do a real time on a specific range for like 9 minutes, or it's normally we do it for 3 times 3 minutes. If you know the Healy, you see it running every 10 seconds for 9 minutes. You get a new frequency. So real time, I repeat, for 9 minutes, every 10 seconds, you get a specific frequency as a feedback from the information field to prepare, to energize for that. What is the most important? Most important for you is your intention, why you come, like stress or whatever is the issue you want to deal. This comes in the later part. So, but the first part is that preparation of the system. So you do it for some time, and you see like each frequency is now for 10 seconds, and then the information field analysis gives you a new frequency, and like this you prepare, you build up. So this is the first part, every 10 seconds. And I have to mention, before you start, you have to do a calibration, because sometimes, for sure, the low frequencies, the range where we are now, you feel it. So, and it should not be too strong. So you calibrate how much of the volt you want to give to the client. This depends a little bit. Some are more sensitive, some are less sensitive. So you can make a calibration. That's the first step. So, but the idea is in the low range, you should be comfortable with it, not too much, and also not too little. You should feel it, rely, and relax. So we give here around 4 volt, but remember before we said actually we apply in the microampere range. So, but this is just here the skin, they get a little bit too much volt, but the transportation, it will be still then in that range if it's at the right place where it should, where we want to send it, like to say. So then we're still in this ATP stimulating range. So, but not for the skin cells. Anyway, so, but the principle is you should, in the low range, be careful, not too much, not too little, mainly not too much. This is where you have to, if somebody is very sensitive and you make too much voltage, then it's counterproductive. So I repeat, real time is like a preparation where you get a new frequency from the field every 10 seconds. So you see here something fungi, parasites, fungi again, the defense system. So it's general. Does not mean that that the client has all the symptoms manifested, but we are on the informational vibrational level. We analyze what is good now to help the client. What is there as a subtle information. But for sure, there are many clients that go through the list, and if they see something like now I saw 2 times fungi or parasites, so then this would be maybe, if it comes more often, an indication to a physical manifestation. Anyway, so you see, but if you read all the symptoms and indication, it does not mean that, oh, he's like sick like this. Just in that moment, that frequency, which generally is good for that symptoms or indication, is now needed. But again, if it repeats, then you can check a little bit deeper. Okay, real time. And the next step is, we want to stop it, we go to resonance. Resonance is also, you focus first on the range of, in the low range, and out of that whole low range, now you want to find the 3 best frequencies for the client. Out of that whole range, find the 3 best frequencies. So it's an individual analysis to get the right resonant frequencies of the client, and then you apply it as long as needed. That's resonance. You apply it as long as needed for, so I put here maybe total 30 minutes. I put the low range. I start the analysis. I have here, let's just select the 3 best. Whoops. 3 or 4 best. Anyway, I want to select the 3 best. And then apply it. So out of that whole range, I look for the 3 best, and apply means now we apply it as long as they are needed. So you see here, if you look, I hope you can see it. Unfortunately, I cannot make that software image bigger, but you see here a progress. Progress means also a resonance analysis. What is the intention of that analysis? How long do you need that frequency? So first you analyze what are the 3 best frequency, and now you apply it, you sit there with the electrodes, you close your eyes, you feel the frequency, you visualize like the frequency is going to the right place, it's activating all the self-regulation power, and the software automatically stops when the feedback comes, now it's good. So you see the progress, that's already 90 or minus 86, minus 100. As a minus means it's still needed. Plus, in the plus direction, plus 100, it's finished. So minus 100, you see, okay, that for the heart, bioenergetic field of the heart, this would be the most important one. And now it goes from one frequency to the other frequency to the other, like each frequency always for 10 seconds. And you do it as long as needed. That means till it's in the progress analysis up to 100. And then it automatically stops. So yeah, this is the resonance part. You select out of a specific range the 3 best frequencies, and you apply it as long as needed. The experience shows that normally you need 5 or 10 minutes maximum for frequency to come to the 100%. If it takes longer, what is normally unusual here in that software, then you can maybe go a step back and do again real time. But normally it's after 5-10 minutes, a frequency is finished. Okay, that's the resonance part of the protocol. And now we come to the last part of the protocol, is imbalances. For example, I showed you about stress, or whatever we have, something for the liver. You can either do the search function, or you search for frequencies. You have here the whole database, and you go through, okay, maybe I want to select the cell, I want to select something for the hair, And whatever the topic is now, the detox, any topic now, the point of imbalance module in the protocol is now whatever the client issue is, you select a specific area, that specific database or what is connected to that area, and so on. So you can say letter, you can also write frequencies and so, yeah. So you select that area, and then again the same principle like in resonance. Out of that area, you select the 3 best frequencies, and then you apply it as long as needed. This is the imbalance. Imbalance means you go to the imbalance of, you can also say we cannot say symptom, that's not allowed, but the imbalance, the specific situation. Something, if it's for the tonsils, then you select the area for the tonsils, and you find out of the 282 frequencies for the tonsils, you find the 3 best, you apply it like I showed you before. And then to finish the protocol, you go in real time and you change the range of real time and resonance. You change the range and you do the higher frequencies on an emotional level to complete the application. This is the protocol, the different steps of the protocol. You finish after imbalance, you finish on a high range of frequency for the emotional level to also address whatever now got activated, a process is started, you push something in the system, you clear something, you give new information. Now also you address the emotional part with the higher range, and then the cycle is complete. So if you go now here to automations, you see here, you have here the real time, like 3 times 3 minutes, like I mentioned, or 9 minutes real time. Then you have the resonance, imbalance, and real time and resonance. Like this is the protocol. You can put it together as you want. For example, you go here to user. I have here I want to do something maybe for a chakra balance. So, okay. Then I go here to user, say a new protocol, call it chakra balance. Okay. I start with the first protocol. What is the first protocol? Not the first part of the protocol is informational level. This already is running in the background. This we did already. Okay. Actually, the informational level, if you don't you can also leave it out, because the informational level is always included in that steps also, because it's always an informational analysis, so it's also included. But still, if you have it, you can run it, then the protocol is complete, but not 100% necessary. The main part is to start with real time. So you put real time 3 minutes, okay. Again, what's the next part? Again, real time for 3 minutes, the low range, I click okay. And then we do it 3 times 3 minutes. I click again, okay. And then the next part is the 3 best frequency out of the low range up to 1 megahertz. So I go to real time, but here I have to change it to 30 minutes because, 3 frequencies, maximum 30 minutes. If you know that step from the Healy, a lot of questions come, oh, my program is finished before the duration was showing like 1 hour, but I'm finished of 45 minutes. So we give the maximum duration, but the program, the frequencies can finish earlier. So you put 30 minutes, 1 kilohertz, not megahertz, sorry. Then you click OK. No, what did I do? That's not correct. Delete. Entry. I change here to resonance. Didn't I do that? Okay. So resonance, and then the next part, you go to imbalance, but imbalance, you have to add a database because imbalance is for specific imbalance. My protocol is now for the chakra. So I go here and add chakra frequency. I select that database. Maybe I do something for sound, light frequencies. Okay. Anyway, you have here a search function. You can search the database and then you click OK. And you give the time again here. You count here. Count means you analyze always for the 3 best frequencies. And the duration 30 minutes. The range is here, doesn't matter. Click OK. And then almost finished. Then again, a new entry, real time, but I change the range. I go to that range up to 2 megahertz. And then I go to resonance and change the range and click OK. And now I have my protocol to balance the chakras. That's it. You are here. You have a big database of 70,000. If you get the user database from our community, you have much more. That's very interesting. Yeah. So, and you use it, that database you use in the imbalance function. The real time and resonance stays more or less the same. And now I have a unique protocol, a unique program out of that database. And now I can sell this maybe in the Healy community by sending it to a Healy. I click on here. In the Healy Pink app, you have under options, you have a number. It's called the expert ton. So, and that expert ton you have to type here. And then you connect over the cloud, it's connected. And then you can just send that program to the Healy. So now you see all the different Healy programs follow that specific holistic approach, that holistic protocol, which I showed you, real-time resonance imbalance. And that's the main structure. And now you can create your own programs and give it to specific clients who use a Healy. Or if you get our bundle, there are also some Healys connected, and you can program that Healys and borrow it to customers who need the application frequently. For sure, if you have a chronic issue, then you have to apply it regularly. Maybe you can use it every day or every second day. It's difficult to come to the user every time, but that's why we have the small devices. So you can borrow, you have a small device, Healy Gold, 500 euros. You can put here 12 extra protocols on it and give it to the client that they can use the application frequently. If it's acute, it's different. They come a couple of times to you, but if it's something chronic, this combination is very, very useful, and you can put your unique frequency, and you have a huge database in this holistic area. Here you have 64, and then you get the user database, and you have over 150,000. So you need the user database. Okay, so the same you can do the time with a home, but there's a little bit difference because you need to connect it physically. Physically means you have to, I have here now my computer, I have my time with a frequency, and if I want to put a program on the home, I have to connect it here to my computer. I cannot send it over the internet. But still, you have 2 small devices to support your frequency application. You have in that system, you have the information field analysis, some part, but also again, this system is open. You can upgrade it with your own database. And if you check many users, they have such a big, nice database, either on the frequency physical level or also on the informational level. So it's very nice. You can be creative, create your own protocols, your own programs. You can combine the Schumann frequency, you can add and whatever. So you can use that machine in a very individual way. And yeah, like this, the idea is the holistic approach. We are not only matter, but there's also more like the subtle matter, to say, like information and energy, which is very important also to address in that holistic approach, to go to the deeper causes. The Time with a Pro has many more options, but still it's available here. So one can say you're complete with that system. Anyway, I'm a little late, and in 25 minutes, the next German webinar starts. So let's go quick to the questions. Where can I find this community? The community I was speaking was about the Macmakin community, and you get you can join on Facebook. You just have to mention that you have a frequency device. You can only join if you have actually a device, but then you can join the Facebook group. This was as far as I can remember. So you need to be, you can get a member in this frequency specific group. There's also a Telegram channel where you can ask your questions about FSM. So yeah, I think Telegram, Facebook, you need to have a device to join. That's to my knowledge. Can I get this, Nick? Yes, I will send you. I will send you on WhatsApp. I think I have your WhatsApp. I will send you the link to that feature, like I mentioned, to the knowledge ChatGPT feature program combination of frequency. I send you on WhatsApp. Okay, Nick? Okay. What is the need to? What is the need to make one's own program when a lot of work had been already done by your scientific team? Yeah, this is a good question. Especially if you have all the Macmakin protocols. Yeah, you're right. So it's, but still it's a feature. And actually, yeah, but in the Macmakin, yeah, but still you have a big database, and you can use that database in individual ways. So you have two options. That's correct. You have a lot pre-made programs and use the pre-made programs. So again, if you get the device, you can just use the pre-made programs, but it's nice to learn to make your own protocols, your own programs, because sometimes it's individual and you can add something, you can subtract something. Yes, but it's right. There's all good pre-made programs which are easy to use and easy to start. So whenever you get a system, you get a training, but when you get the system, you can just click on the programs and run them if you're not pregnant and you don't have a pacemaker, and if you drink a lot of water. Yes. So, okay, I think that's it. Maybe some other question, John? Yes, I will. John, I will email you. I will email you that. Yes. I'm waiting a little bit because there's a 15 seconds delay from when I'm speaking to no. There's a 15-second delay anyway. So I'm waiting. Oh. Ms. Romana, yes, epilepsy is as well. It was not mentioned, but you're correct. It also contraindication is epilepsy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Thank you for mentioning that. I forgot that. Sorry. Anyway, this was just an overview. If you're interested further, please write us, sales@timemethod.com. We have a nice team, Steffen, Michael, myself. We can connect and give an individual presentation, and we can discuss further, like if you need any material. Anyway, please, sales@timemethod.com, and we can set up an individual presentation, and we're happy to answer your questions. If you're into it, we have always a nice sale to start with the Time Method frequency. I make you a special webinar offer. Just write us, sales@timemethod.com. Anyway, I thank you very much for listening. I hope that was somehow interesting for you. And yeah, in that way, I wish you a beautiful, good day and all the best, and hope to see you one day soon. Bye. Oh, sorry. I forgot something. We have a little, I write in the chat. Oh, please don't go. Wait. What's happening here? We make a little survey, to make our webinar a little better. Or just, anyway, there's a little survey. Maybe I post this in the chat to everybody. So if you have some minutes, go and give us a little bit feedback for our academy, what you want to see, so what we can improve. So that would be very kind to have a little bit your feedback. It just takes just a few minutes. If you have time, Thank you very much. Have a good day now. Bye.